All right, so welcome to my channel. This is A to Z Decodes, local here in Arizona. I appreciate anybody who is watching this video. And Arizona, this game has taken place, so I have this breakdown I put together before the game, and now we can check out the results of the game as well, and then let's just see if anything connects, right? So Arizona final road test 2024 at TCU, okay? U of A Wildcats at the TCU Horned Frogs, all right? And let's look at the result. All right, we see the result right here. TCU with the 21-point victory yesterday over U of A's football team, the Wildcats, all right? So you have the Horned Frogs and the Wildcats 21-point victory, 49-28. And it looks like up next for U of A, look, they're hosting Arizona State University. So you get the big in-state rivalry there game, right? That's going to be huge. So that'll be, look at this right here on the fly. Look, in the next game, next Saturday, look, Arizona State Sun Devils. Look how they're ranked number 21 as they're going to be headed to Tucson to take on the Wildcats next week. Look at this. ASU is ranked 21. And in our game yesterday, the Horned Frogs pick up the victory by 21 points. All right, so that's a start, and that's what I'm talking about with showing some of these connections, right? Ranked 14th, Arizona Wildcats are ranked 14th in B12. I don't know what B12 is, but let me do this. What conference is the U of A Wildcats in? The Big 12. Okay. All right. So in the Big 12, right, ranked 14. So we have some of those numbers that we can glance at. And let's go to the breakdown now. So let me show you. And I like doing this where we do kind of like a pregame breakdown, and then the game hits and we can have a look see, right? So all right, so sharing this tab to screen recorder. Okay, so we're sharing. So let me read this here as the Arizona Wildcats, who were 4-6, right? Now 4-7, faced their final road game of the season, and this was last Saturday, their final road game in Fort Worth, Texas. The game started at 1 p.m. TCU Horned Frogs hosted the Wildcats at Amon G. Carter Stadium. Saturday's game was televised. Anyways, the Wildcats found their way back into the win column last Friday as they decisively took down the Houston Cougars at home. Let me pull that up real quick. And let's pull this up right here. Let's University of Houston versus U of A. Oh, let me do this. Let's get the exact date. University of Houston versus U of A. Let's put Wildcats. Okay, so that was November 15th. You see it right there. 27-3, the Wildcats defeated the Cougars. Look at that. All right, so Arizona has 2 games remaining on their schedule and will need to win both to attain bowl eligibility. So it doesn't look like that's going to happen, okay? As they drop the TCU for a second consecutive season. And that's not a very good record at all right? But let's let's get into this breakdown here. Let me put presenter view. So look, okay, so that game, check this out. This would be the third matchup yesterday in history with the series. It'll be the third matchup in series history, excuse me, and this was yesterday, with the series tied 1-1. So TCU gets the edge there. Arizona and TCU last matched up on September 27th, 2003 in Tucson. Well, look at that. Okay. That was the day leaving 95 days in the year. This is the anniversary here. That September 27 right there. So leaving 95. Ooh, 21 years ago. Look at. Oh, it's magic. Look at that. They last matched up 21 years ago, and look how it connect. I love this. And again, let's go back over here. Okay. And let me put the game again. U of A versus TCU. And TCU picks up the victory by 21 points. And remember, ASU, the next opponent, ranked 21. Okay, how about that? Wow, so that's amazing. You see it again right there. Arizona State Sun Devils ranked 21. 21-point victory by the Horned Frogs yesterday over U of A. And U of A next week will take on the ASU Sun Devils. So you get that 21 already. 21 years ago was the last matchup. Simply amazing. And look at that. September 27. And I think this is the last September 27. So the 21-year anniversary, if I'm not mistaken. You see it right there. September 27th leaves 95 days. Arizona Wildcats equals 95. Wow. And in that game, the Wildcats fell 13-10 to the Horned Frogs in overtime. Okay, Arizona won its previous road contest against TCU 35-31. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, on 9/5. Look at that right there. On 95, September 5th in 1999. And then you see the 95 connection right there with the matchup after that. Wow. All right. Man, simply amazing. And look at the date of that September 5 matchup that Arizona won against TCU. You see right there, 1999 with that matchup. Okay, so this was the third matchup yesterday. TCU picks up the victory, and then they picked up the prior one, but then the one before that, look, 1999. And look right here, you get the 19 almost. Oh, you do get a 19 with TCU. Look at these connections. U of A Wildcats 190 like 19. All four of the base ciphers utilized right here. TCU and U of A Wildcats, look, you get 44. TCU equals 37. U of A Wildcats 73. So you see all four of those base ciphers utilized there. Okay, and this game yesterday was on 15 date numerology. Texas equals 15. The game was in Texas. Horned Frogs 51. You know, the reflection of 15. And look how Arizona equals 105. And that's like 15. You see that right there? Again, this road game for U of A yesterday, they fall by 21 points to the TCU Horned Frogs, okay? Now, they mentioned the last matchup, the 24-point victory for U of A over the Houston Cougars. Notice the 4-6 record Houston had right there. And look how the game was on the 15th. So you see how it connects again with that prior game, and that's amazing because you see the connection with the next game with ASU versus U of A, right? Big in-state rivalry. Again, this is A to Z decodes. Shout out to y'all if you made it here. So notice both of the teams were 4-6 there. But look at, again, you get that 15 with November 15th in that game. So you see how it connects with this game yesterday. Amazing, right? And that's Houston, which is in Texas. Oh, it's magic. Damn. But notice the 4-6 records there after that game. 4-6, 4-6. Okay. Look at make sure I didn't miss nothing with that. Okay. So they're both 4-6, right? Look at here with that matchup. Look at how even Houston Cougars, look, you get 182, and Texas Christian University Horned Frogs 182. And what are the odds? Right? Both Texas teams, and U of A takes on one, then takes on the other, and you get the 182 connection. What are the odds with the 4 base ciphers we're using here? And even Houston Cougars equals 74, like TCU Horned Frogs. And just a little add-on, college football equals 61 and 74, just like Houston Cougars. And you see the 74 with TCU Horned Frogs. Oh, and there it is. So the game yesterday was in Fort Worth, Texas, right? Fort Worth in the reverse reduction cipher equals 46. Just like the record the Wildcats had going into the game, now they're 4-7. And again, you see how Houston was left also after that loss on 4-6. I'm not sure who they played. If they played yesterday, maybe we'll look that up. But let's go forward here. Check it out. This is also a nice, undeniable connection here. Okay, we're about to go on a little 29 fest, if I remember correctly, putting these slides together. So these games typically are on Saturday, right? Look at how Saturday equals 109, and that's the 29th prime number. Amazing, right? Football equals 29. The Wildcats, they host ASU next Saturday. Look, the Wildcats, this is where the game's going to be in Tucson. Tucson equals 92, which is the 29 reversed. And Genesis Smith, they go out of their way to bring him up in the article here. A small article too. Genesis Smith, look at how he has 29 solo tackles going into the game yesterday. So you see the 29, 29, 92, 29 tackles for Genesis Smith. Was named Big 12 Co-Defensive Player of the Week on Monday after recording a career-high 7 tackles, grabbing 1 interception, and forcing a fumble in that victory over the Houston Cougars, right? Look, Horned Frogs equals 129. You get the 29 in there. And the game, they want us to know yesterday, on the call and broadcast live on Wildcats Radio, 12:90 a.m. Look at that. It even connects with the radio station, 12:90 a.m. You see right in there 1, 2, 9. Okay, 0, no value. We're talking numerology here. You see it? So, and that's amazing because not only you get the 1, 2, 9, you get that 2, 9 again, right? Okay, so let's go forward. Let's see if we pick up another 29. And in that game yesterday, U of A scored 28 points. So how close was that? Okay. And the game, so Arizona's birthday is Valentine's Day, February 14. Look at the upcoming, so you see it right there with the date calculator, okay? So this game was 83 days before Arizona's birthday, okay? And look, football equals 83. Now, it's a 84-day span, okay? You see it right there? If you just include the start and end date, it's an 84-day span from start to end. Look, Arizona equals 84. All right. And Arizona is the 48th state as well. Right. So you get that. Again, we see a reflection. Okay. And look at 8 plus 4 even is 12. And the 48th state, 4 plus 8 obviously is 12. Arizona's 112 years old currently, and they're founded in 1912. And even when you take the birthday, February 14, 214, look at 14 minus 2 is 12 even. We also had 38 date numerology yesterday. Once again, you get that reverse, right? With the 83 days before the Valentine Day birthday. All right. Seems confusing, but it's really not, y'all. Okay. And there's another 21. Remember, this decode put together before the game yesterday against TCU. TCU picks up the 21 point victory. Look at the quarterback for U of A. His middle name equals 21. And that adds to my point here because I just put the first and middle name in the calculator. Noah Malachi. And look how you get 211 like 21 with middle name Malachi 21. So that's also uh, great, right? Because they fall by 21 points. And remember, ASU ranked 21, and we had another 21. But, anyways, I mentioned the 48th state, and Arizona equals 84, right? And you see the 84-day span. Well, look, Malachi, the middle name, also equals 48. And it's a 141-day span uh, from that last September 27 matchup. Right there, the anniversary. You see right there, 141 days from that last matchup to the birthday. Okay, so that would be the anniversary there. And remember, we hit on the 21, right? Let's go back and look at that date real quick. I didn't put the clip in there, the slide, but let's go back here. And remember, it connected with the 95s as well, right? I think they got it right here. No, let me go back a little bit more. Right there, you see? And remember, that's awesome because that was 21 years ago too. And they fall by 21 points. ASU ranked 21, the next opponent. So you see, it's the anniversary, 21-year anniversary. So let's go back to that slide now. So the 21-year anniversary from that date to the next birthday, 141-day span, and that even matches with the middle name Malachi, 141. Okay, so you see the 14 and the 41 there? Well, look, Noah Fatita is the quarterback. 41 career passing touchdowns are the 10th most in program history going into yesterday. And the next birthday for Arizona's got 41 and 14 date numerology. Look at that. So you see 141, 141, even Noah Malachi, the first and middle name. Look at the 41, and then again 41 and 14 date numerology. 211 is like 21 with all of the 21s there. And normally I don't like to do that where I just put the first and middle name. But as I was entering the full name, I just noticed it. Okay. And even so, I'm just like, okay, well, I'll just include it real quick since it's hitting so heavy. Even look at his birthday, July 28th, right there. The 28th day of the 7th month. 28 minus 7 is 21. Okay. So, wow, right? It's a 21 fest now. Okay. A 21 fest. So you could even 21 times 2 and you get 42, right? The game had 42 date numerology. You see it right there. Arizona equals 42. Noah Fafita has thrown 41 career touchdowns, which is 10th in program history. One touchdown away from tying Keith Smith and Ortega Jenkins. 42 touchdowns for 8th in Arizona football history. And I spoke about the next matchup against ASU. Okay. And Arizona is hosting that game, but ASU plays in Tempe, Arizona. Tempe, Arizona equals 181, the 42nd prime number. What else equals 40? And remember, they had Pat Tillman play for them, number 42. Okay. RIP. Who went on, and he lost his life in war, right? I don't know if a lot of y'all heard that story. He left. He ended his football career early to go serve the country. He ended up losing his life, right? Anyways, Grand Canyon State and Grand Canyon also both equal 181, the 42nd prime number. All right, so simply amazing. Simply amazing there, okay? You see Fafita here, Noah Fafita. And let me mention one more time. Again, I don't typically just put the first and middle name right there. But you see how you get the 41, and he has 41 career passing touchdowns. And it goes with our 141s there with the 41 and 14 date numerology. So just because it hits so heavy like that, I'm like, I didn't have to put that and it still would have hit heavy. So I just, it stacks on. So let me see if he threw a touchdown pass. Let's go look at the box score real quick. Yesterday. All right. So they have 28 points. You would think he threw one touchdown pass. Let's see. Let's look at the box score. Let me make this a little fuller. Okay, he had 2 touchdowns. So it looks like he Oh, hold on. Nice. Nice. Right? So he had 2 touchdowns. Okay, so he threw 44 passes. Right? Oh, he completed 29 passes. So we have a whole bunch of 29s in our breakdown, don't we? And he even attempted 44 passes. We had some 44s. But look, he passed for 2 touchdowns. So let's go back now. Right here. So he had 2 touchdown passes. So 1 touchdown away from tying Keith Smith and Ortega Jenkins at 42. So he hits on 43, right? So he hits on 43. So according to our math here, now he's got 43. So maybe that bumps him to 7th, maybe, possibly. But anyways, here he is right here. And let's go look at some of the other stats real quick. Okay, so again, a 21-point victory. Josh Hoover, the opposing quarterback, 19 of 26. That's a nice game. Stacking on the yards, right? 19 to 26. Very efficient. 252 yards, a touchdown. He does have a pick though. Quali Conley, 13 carries. Look, 42 yards for Arizona. Remember Arizona 42, the game on a 42 date numerology. And they said he needed one touchdown to hit the 42. Noah Fafita. So that's not a coincidence. The running back runs for 42 yards. On the other end, TCU in the victory. Savion Williams, 9 carries, 80 yards. Receiving for TCU, a game leader here, 107 yards, on 6 receptions. That's a great game. 1 touchdown for John Paul Richardson. Tataroa McMillan. Excuse me if I butchered that. I think he's actually coming up in the breakdown. 9 receptions, 115 yards. Remember, Arizona equals 105 like 15, and Arizona equals 42. So you see the 42 right there. Arizona also equals 84, just with the 4 base ciphers we use. And Fafita throws for 284. And remember, he completes 29 of 44 passes. And back over here, remember, 129, 129, 29, 92, 29, right? And 44 attempts. You see, U of A Wildcats equals 44, TCU 44. So look how we do this. We got the slides, and we see how the end result of the game connects with the pre-game breakdown. How about it? Okay, and let's see. There's some more slides here. This is the wide receiver I just mentioned. He has the big game, right? Let me see if I can get his name right. Tatero. Look at how his name's got air in it, AIR. That's interesting because he plays for Arizona, even though it's not spelled like that, right? Tataroa. I'm gonna butcher that for now, y'all. But has 3,170 career receiving yards going into the game yesterday. Okay, so you can add the 115? You can add that, but which is the 4th most in program history? So he accomplishes this feat, okay? 62 yards away from passing Mike Thomas. So he passes Mike Thomas for 3rd in program history, okay? He is second in the nation with 1,136 receiving yards. This season, trailing only Nick Nash with San Jose State. He is one of 3 receivers in FBS with over 1,000 receiving yards this season. McMillan is the first player in program history to record 1,000+ receiving yards in back-to-back seasons. So he definitely picks up the 62 yards plus more, right? Passing Mike Thomas for 3rd in history and the program. Well, look, that Houston game, Tyler Loop hit a 62-yard field goal to set a program record. So you get the 62 again with the Houston connection with the prior game. Look at how the prior and the next game all connects. You see the numbers, and you see 62 yards away, and the prior game you get the 62-yard big field goal by Tyler Loop. All right? And you see a little photo there Tyler Loop nails 62-yard field goal attempt against the University of Houston the prior game. I mentioned Arizona's 112 years old. You see it right there. Okay? Right? Look at that. So I just went from when Arizona became a state in 1912, Valentine's Day, and the game was 112 years, 283 days after Arizona became a state. And that's interesting because you get the 83 again right there. And if you made it a span, it would be 112 years, 284 days. And back here, oh, okay, that just syncs up perfectly, right? You see? That's perfect, right? Look at that. 83 days and then the 84-day span again right there. Okay, so nice. Very nice there. And McMillan entered the weekend with 3,240 career receiving yards, putting him 112 yards shy of breaking the Arizona program record. So he did that because he had 115 receiving yards, okay? Right? So another little mini record there for this guy. And again, Arizona founded in 1912, 112 like 12. Right? So he accomplishes that as well. Okay? 62 yards away from passing Mike Thomas for third in program history. He does that. He picks up 115, 3 yards over the 112 mark there. So breaking the Arizona program record. So congratulations to this character. And of course, his name equals 67 in the same cipher with the team he plays for. Tataroa McMillan, wide receiver. You see 67 like Arizona Wildcats, and that's the reduction cipher. So that's going to be reduced at J, the 10th letter. 1 plus 0 is 1. K, the 11th, 1 plus 1 is 2. Simply use that method. 67, 67, and that is the 19th prime number, which we've seen a few times here. And 19 heavy with Arizona. Remember the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Major League Baseball team, they were just in the 119th World Series. Not this last one, but the one before, the Dodgers winning this World Series, right? But the one before, the Diamondbacks lost to the Texas Rangers, and it was the 119th. And this is a Texas team that they lose against in the Horned Frogs, right? And don't forget the previous matchup versus Houston. All right, so that's the breakdown. So it's a little bit more difficult because we do the pregame decode and then we look and see the end result of the game. And then we make our connections. And I'm not making the connections. I'm just simply showing you how it's all connected. And the 21 thing was amazing, okay? Because they go on to lose. So that might be our number one hit here, okay? Because they go on to lose by 21 points to the Horned Frogs yesterday. And again, Arizona's quarterback, you see the first and middle name equals 211, like 21. His middle name, 21. And don't forget, ASU ranked 21 as U of A will host ASU next. Huge in-state rivalry, right? And remember the 21-year anniversary of the last meeting, okay? And look at that. Noah Malachi was born that year as well. Look at that. How amazing that he was born in 2003, right? And you see the anniversary date again right there, September 27 of that 03 matchup. And don't forget his birthday, the 28th day of the 7th month, 28 minus 7, 21. Right? So that might be the biggest hit because it really syncs up with the game yesterday. And there may even be another 21 that I'm missing somewhere along the line. They are founded in 1912, the state of Arizona, with all those 112s and even 14 minus 2 right there, 12. So you get the 21 reversed right there. So I don't want this to be too long. Let's look at the next matchup, I guess, real quick for TCU. TCU next game. Okay, so they're gonna go play the Cincinnati Bearcats and this is the same day that we get the big in-state rivalry there, ASU at U of A. Okay, so and let's look at since we brought up Houston, let's look Houston Cougars last game. Oh my God, they scored 80. They scored 80 points on Friday. Holy crap! Oh wait, this isn't the right team. Football? What is that? Okay, right there. So they lost yesterday as well. 20-10 to the Baylor Bears. All right. Cool. Cool. And here's our game in question right here, the 21-point victory for TCU over U of A yesterday. And that's how I do my breakdowns, y'all. So Arizona A to Z decodes, right? And the stuff's undeniable. Undeniable if you ask me. That was huge too, 21 years ago with that last meeting. Wow, that connected huge. And that first matchup in 95 or on 9-5, excuse me, and then it connects with the other matchup here, 95-95. Arizona, you know, they face TCU, they fall by 21 points, and it's the final road test at TCU, and it looks like they fail here, right? Because they had 2 games remaining and they needed both to attain bowl eligibility. So our kind of RIP to bowl hopes for U of A there. I'll just leave it at that since this is A to Z decodes Arizona. If y'all want to go into these other teams and where they're headed next and all of that, you can do that. But I want to keep this as short as possible. So that's the breakdown right there. Shout out to y'all. A to Z decodes again. If you like the channel, like the excuse me, I had to sneeze. All right, but if you like these kind of videos, go ahead and subscribe. Like, share if you want, but undeniable with this breakdown. Appreciate y'all. A to Z decodes. Look out for more videos, more lives coming soon. I'll be dropping some stuff on Daily Decodes 812 link on the homepage, as well as the other channels. The Young Thug breakdowns coming on the Math Tucson 2 channel within a couple of days as well. So all the links are there on the homepage. Shout out to y'all. Until next time.